This evening we're hosting a fundraiser for Raise Your Voice St. Lucia. We keep getting a number of calls, a number of requests for assistance for women, for girls, for children, for families. So we had to find a way to create opportunities and to make money so that we can continue to assist. This evening we are hosting a ball, a masquerade ball. So the idea is to raise money to continue assisting the women and the children and the families that we help. That is also an opportunity for us to come and meet people, the people who continue to support our work, the people who continue to give us help, and the people who understand and support the reason why we do what we do. This is the first public fundraiser we've had since we started in 2012. We usually depend on external grants and donations, and when we have small activities, but we decided that we are at the point where we need to begin to make more people aware of the work we do, and we thought that was an opportunity to do two things: to come dress up and enjoy an evening, and also to become aware of the issues regarding domestic violence, which is becoming quite frightening in St. Lucia. In 2017 we had 7 domestic homicides. So this year we at 3, possibly 4, and it is something that we need to continue creating public education and awareness around, so that people are aware, so that they can extend assistance, they can extend support to women who are being domestically abused.
We're very proud of the fact that people are coming out to support a cause, because it is not something that you usually find people doing. They prefer to just go have a good time, but when they come out to support a cause, it shows you that the communities are being sensitized to what the issues in our society are.
We planned a fundraiser and we promoted it, and then we called people, we asked them to support our work, to buy a ticket. So we have a diverse group of people who just decided to support us, and we have to pay special tribute to Deborah Glass, who really rallied people to buy tickets, selling almost 50 tickets. So we are here this evening. It's it's a nice evening, but we have to remember the reason why we do what we do is because domestic violence is such an ugly thing, and it continues to be very, very common in St. Lucia, and we want to continue to keep the awareness and public education alive.
Basically, we want people to realize that they have a voice, and it is important because what is happening is that there's a lot of things going on. There's abuse, people are not even understanding what is going on in this country, and what you find is that people are keeping quiet, they're turning their heads, but we are saying that you have a voice. No matter how small your voice is, you have a voice, and everybody's voice is powerful, and it is time to start breaking the silence, start speaking out for those, especially those who cannot speak for themselves.
We have not been able to get a handle on the government of St. Lucia to take domestic violence a little more seriously. We still have the Domestic Violence Act still in draft. It's part of the OECS Family Law Bills, 2 of which was passed by Parliament about a month ago. We were hoping that the Domestic Violence Act would have been one of them. It isn't, and we continue to advocate. We continue to advocate for a number of changes in legislation to minimize domestic violence and to provide help and support for women. We have 1 domestic violence shelter in St. Lucia. It takes a maximum of 5 families, and domestic violence is way over that quota. And most times when people call us, they don't have a place to stay. We have to beg our volunteers, we have to beg friends and family to put them up so that they will not be homeless and that they will be safe.
Okay, Maria Fontenelle, Communications and Programs Officer with the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality, ECAID. We work at the intersection, meaning that we represent LGBT individuals. However, we recognize that the issues that many of them have are also issues that people across the countries face. For example, issues of access to justice, issues of equality, issues of getting assistance from the authorities, getting assistance from the police when you need assistance. And we know that government is really pressed with regards to providing a social safety net for many individuals. And we work with Raise Your Voice in LUCIA, which was one of the organizations that initially signed on to ICAID as a member. So we're happy to support them and support the work that they do, because we understand that the current structures do not provide enough support for women who are victims or survivors of domestic violence. So we're happy to support that initiative to get assistance with getting new jobs, assistance with getting shelter, assistance with their children being able to get access to schooling, etc., in a manner that protects them as well, because we know protection is very important, especially in the small islands. So ICAID is happy to support Raise Your Voice in LUCIA in this initiative and to work at the intersection of seeking justice for marginalized people, including women.
We get a lot of help from external agencies. We get a lot of help locally from a number of people, but we need to increase that help. We need to increase that awareness. We need to increase that support, because we need to be a small island that is domestic violence free. The Commissioner of Police supports us. If we call him 2 o'clock in the morning and say we need to get somebody out, he will send somebody to get the person out for us. Anything we need to do within his capacity, he will assist us with it.
My name is Franny and I'm representing the SOUP. We discuss exactly what domestic violence is, how it's relatable, how it is that, you know, it's so common in St. Lucia and yet still it's such a taboo subject. And so in the end we did offer some advice, and we gave the number 404 that you can call if you are in a domestic violence situation. And it's a topic that will be discussed again on the SOUP, because it is a very important topic, not just for women but for men as well. And with Raise Your Voice, in trying to raise some funds here for domestic violence victims, we on the SOUP we want to make sure that we lend our opinions as well to help in any way that we can.
For one thing, I find the turnout, the numbers are phenomenal. I didn't get to scrutinize the audience closely, but it seemed to be a quite a wide age range going on in there, and I like that about it. The pieces I chose, first of all, one piece was called Value, based on Lady Colma Branch, who I used to know, when I was small, one of these old-time shopkeepers. So in a way, it's paying tribute to a particular kind of matriarch in the society. This one was actually placed in a very public position as the owner of a small shop, so everybody saw. But she gave everybody credit, no matter what, The other one pays tribute to a really tragic event in our fairly recent history. The death of Mary Radcliffe, was a victim of domestic violence. She was beheaded by her live-in partner because he'd been molesting her stepdaughter, and she actually reported him. The murderer was never found. So I feel like it's both the positive and the negative aspects of womanhood, or one positive and one negative aspect of womanhood that I chose to highlight in the 2 poems I did, and across generations as well too. So I'm glad to have the chance to perform it. I'm glad to have the chance to support a cause like this. Causes need money, causes need resources to keep themselves going. So if I can contribute in some way to getting those resources happening, all well and good. I'm glad.
One of the main achievements is really our collaboration with Americas, which is a donor agency, and we get medical supplies and medicines through them. And what we did is we facilitated a partnership with St. Jude's Hospital. As a result of that, because St. Jude's was unable to handle the amount of medication and supplies that they were receiving, we had to include the government of St. Lucia, and right now a lot of the public facilities in St. Lucia are actually, like the health centers, I think about 33 of them are actually getting the benefit of the donations which are being made by Americas. To date, I think we've received about 27 million EC dollars worth of medical supplies to St. Lucia from Americas, and it is to Raise Your Voice.
I want the audience here tonight to be aware that domestic violence is a critical issue within our society. I want them to be aware of the work that we do and the advocacy that we do, and I want them to be aware that we need help in order to continue doing this work, because we are at the point where we have to assist with rent for domestic violence victims who does not have anywhere to stay. We have to assist their children in going to school, in daycare. We have to assist them with their counseling. We have to assist them in getting jobs. Every single human resource manager everywhere knows us, because we're always asking on their behalf, because we do believe that empowerment is key to minimizing domestic violence, and if women can be employed and be economically empowered, then it is something that can minimize domestic violence.
Finally, a personal question for you. What keeps driving you? Because you've been at this thing for a while, quite passionately as well.
What keeps driving me is my sense of I don't know what to call it. I am always very upset, and I'm always very disgusted at the way that marginalized and vulnerable people are treated. And I am always asking myself that I'm telling myself that we do not put ourselves in people's shoes. I was not raised in a domestic violence environment. My mother was a single woman. She raised all of us on her own. I am not aware that anybody within my close proximity, my sisters and my brothers, are involved in domestic violence. However, I know friends, I know family, I know acquaintances who are. And it's a very ugly thing, and I keep saying that we need to feel strongly about people being abused in our society, and we all need to speak against it so that people who perpetuate domestic violence can check on themselves.